Hello everybody and welcome back. I do some more RimWorld. Alrighty, the time has come once again for our spiritually trees to wake once more. I don't know, we'll work on that part. Either way, I was given a little bit of advice, and as such, I fixed up a couple things. Number one, our scheduling now looks significantly better because it was a mess, as I was told. So, very sleepy. That's gonna suck throughout this whole playthrough. There's really no getting around that either. It's just not gonna be good. However, we'll do what we can. For the moment, here's what I have set up. Since we are very sleepy, we have a whopping 8 hours of sleep. So we sleep through the entirety of the night, from 23 to 6, which I believe is all nighttime, and then 7 to 22 is like all daytime. I don't know. Either way. And then because two of us are quick sleepers, what I have set up is Dog has a normal sleeping schedule, which, by the way, is still such a stupid nickname, but whatever. And because Willow is a quick sleeper, she has a little bit less. And Cottonwood, despite being very sleepy, is also a quick sleeper, so she also has a little bit less as well. Is it a perfect setup? No. Is it better? Yes. How the heck are we gonna manage late game? I don't know. Truthfully, I don't think it's gonna be very pretty for a while. However, we do have a lot going for us. Obviously, we have a bunch of cotton and a random potato, which should not be there. You know what? Hang on. Let's expand our zone. Boop. There we go. All right, perfect. We've got fish. We've got corn, which I know you guys don't like the corn, but you know what? I think it's gonna be useful. Okay. It's probably not very good. I was also thinking that we should probably be making more use of our fertile land. I mean, it's difficult, right? Because we have actually a lot of fertile land, which is really, really good. The only thing is, though, a lot of stuff is just gonna kind of spoil on us, and I don't like that. Theoretically, we could get a bunch of mushrooms over in this cave, because I don't think that they spoil quite as fast. And we could also have, like, a massive heal root thing over here. But I do also kind of want to limit how much planting we have right now, because we only have 5 people. And while we are all very good at it, it's still a little, it's a lot. It's a lot. We don't have chairs. We don't have chairs. Okay, never mind. We're not gonna use chairs. We don't need them. We don't need them. It's unnatural to have chairs, okay? But yeah. So, overall, I do think that we are gonna do relatively well. Oh! Now, isn't this our buddies? Hang on. And the fact that I split up our sleeping spots, I think that that's just gonna pay off so much in the future. But having everybody be awake during the daytime also means that we have significantly less that we need to eat. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. Also, I'm still 50-50 on the whole harvesting of the organs thing, so we'll see how that goes as well. Not to mention, we don't even have the means to do that just yet. But as soon as everybody is up and at 'em, good stuff. Cottonwood immediately getting to work. Here's what we're gonna do. Begin role change for Cottonwood to become the third triumvirate. Okay, you want a tribal headdress. Now, okay, hang on. Just to double check, you are a second... Yeah, second triumvirate, and then you're gonna be a third. You know what? Good enough for me. Now, the game does warn us that, maybe we should wait on that. Here's the thing about that. We need as much extra as we can get right now. So having a full-blown democracy is just going to help us more than it's going to harm us. Not to mention we have a bunch of cotton on the way, so meh. Yippee! Alright, successful roll changed. Now, eventually what I want to do is I want to get Willow to become a, I'm kind of thinking about the Elder Republic, because she can't be a seed lover, she's just not very good at it. But she does also want a cape, not to mention expectations are also raised a little bit, although we don't mind rough environments. So there is that. And also our debuff from destroying trees is going down as well, which does help us quite a bit. I am debating just getting our 2 other dryads ready to go, because honestly, so far, they've been doing really well. Like, they do need to eat every so often, but we did also just lose 2 animals, so if you think about it, it's nothing but a positive. Patience. Oh, we have visitors. Southwest Faran. More of our friends. Yes. I love how much they're visiting us. They truly know. Baby Girl is her name. Baby Girl. Speaking of, it's actually funny that they showed up, because I had the perfect visualization of how the conversion thing would work, right? So, Apple, right? She's effectively our leader for the moment. At least she's the head one. So hear me out. That wild girl from the previous episode. Let's imagine that we had tamed her and she joins our colony. Say, once she joins us, Apple goes up to her and she's like, hey, it's great that you want to join us. It's great that you want to be a part of our community. However, there's only one thing you need to do if you're gonna stick around. And you gotta eat this here suspiciously shaped seed apple. And of course, having just joined and wanting to impress, the wild woman would be like, yeah, sure, all right, let me do that. Immediately followed by an instantaneous transformation in which she goes from regular human to humanoid dryad. Huh? That's pretty cool. And what do you guys think? And of course, the idea drawn out by yours truly. I tried to make this set of drawings look a little bit better, but then I got lazy with the background, so meh. It's just a fun thing anyway. So, I think that's what we're going to be doing from here on out. It just makes sense, and it also is funny to think about, so there you go. Now, the tree sowing is definitely off up to a good start. However, everyone still sucks at digging, so debatably, we need a wild woman. Could we... Okay. This is an odd question. Could we put a wild person into a pen? And just, like, keep them there for a little bit? Maybe. Maybe we can. Alright. Everyone's going to bed for the moment. However, look at our needs. They're getting much better. Elder of the Republic thing is... We'll work on that when we can. Getting nuzzled is going to happen a lot, which is an unintentional buff of this run, actually. But yeah, once we actually finish all of our mining tasks, we're going to be in such a good position. Willow is hanging out with them. Look at that. Quick sleeper. Oh, you love to see it. You love to see it. Also, for bills, let's go ahead and make any stone block and do that forever. It's going to be useful. I wish I had more stuff to give them. Who's our best talker? We got to have someone who's a good talker. 4, 3. Okay, Persimmon, talk to baby girl. Okay, we have to be able to give them something. Something to make friends. Let's give a gift. What if we gave you 600 cloth? Plus 15. We take that. Plus 15. We're making allies. It's just cloth. Like, I don't really think that we're going to miss 600 cloth. Like, we're already growing so much. This is almost ready to harvest. And we have alpaca fur getting ready to go. I think we'll be fine. Also, look at that. The corn is ready to go. So much food. So much food. Now, animals. Let's have it. Cottonwood, did you not make your new... No, you didn't. Okay. Cottonwood, make Dryad. Yippee! Now, we'll do training. Just train them to do everything. The Dryads are going to be the backbone of our community. So we may as well. Let's see. Wildlife. Animals. Yeah. Just train to do everything. Absolutely everything. What is this? Sterilize? Let's not do that. Yeah, let's not do that. Okay. That should work. The alpacas are in their pen. Let's see. This is follow master while master is doing field work. Yeah, why not? Why not? Just train the animals to do literally everything. Now, I'd be really curious to see if they actually eat strawberries. I'm suspecting that they do not. However, right, if they do, strawberries grow pretty fast. And we also have a bunch of hay grass that we could just bring over there at a moment's notice. So, therefore, unlimited food. Question mark on that one, though. Okay, and Willow's getting a little bit of digging. We like that. Doing her absolute darndest. All the while, Apple gets a little bit of research, and we're cooking up all this corn into actual food. Not bad at all. We do also have the very real potential to just make a bunch of stone blocks, which are always going to be useful. Debatably, we could make some kind of wall just to make ourselves a little bit more fortified. To be fair, all of our animals are very slowly being trained. Okay, and then... our alpacas are not doing amazing. But we can't really force feed them either, because the hay grass is not done. No, you know what? You know what? Hang on a minute. I've got an idea. If we harvest this hay grass, right? And this corn. Dog, get up there. Okay, she's trying to meditate. You know what? Just harvest all of this. Right? Harvest all that. Okay. Now. Good. Good stuff. You're going to unload it. Good. Wow, we ate 20 of it. Goodness. And then what do we do with our animals? I guess we do a animal sleeping spot. So we'll do like that, and then we'll make one a medical and one not. And then Apple, you go rescue this alpaca. That way we don't lose it. Okay. Now, we can do operation. No, that doesn't work. Aha! But you can force feed it. You know what? That works. That works. If we could just keep our alpacas alive, that'll be great. Also, the strawberries, absolutely not the play. That needs to be hay grass immediately. Good thing. Good thing that we have very quickly learned that. We are also going to harvest all of this stuff just so it's out of the way. Actually, hang on a minute. Can't we... Yes. Okay. We have a bunch of hay grass slowly on the way. Apple is too tired to feed the alpaca. Did you already get fed? Yes, you already got fed. Okay, good. I just completely missed Apple feeding it. I'm not great with animals in this game. Who would have guessed that we didn't even have any in the previous run? Oh, hey, ship to the stars. Well, we're gonna completely ignore that because we're right where we want to be. Yeah, we need new people. I am also going to... Let's see. So, if we do... Actually, you know what? Hang on. Getting confused with all the buttons. Let's make a fence, right? All the way across. Then, we will do a fence gate. Then we'll put a fence, or a pen marker down. And then I'm gonna see if we can potentially put wild people into pens. Worst case, and this is absolute worst case, we will just put some other kind of animal here and it'll be fine. Ideally. We could also... We could put a pen right here, because then they would actually have quite a bit to eat. You know what? I like that idea a little bit more. Let's go ahead and cancel this. And instead, we will put another pen right here. All the way across, we put a fence. And then we put a pen marker. Yeah! Yeah, that should probably be fine. Maybe? And then we will do expand zone, and we'll do it like that, like that, like that. Okay, and this will all be hay grass. So will this, actually. Growing zone right there. And more hay grass. Look at that! We're about to have 2 very happy pens. Ideally. You know, ideally. The fact that other animals can come in here and eat their food is just like... That's infuriating to me. I don't like that. But whatever. It'll be fine. Okay. Everyone will do their building whenever they so desire. Apple is up to 11 intellect, which is actually really, really good. This heal route is almost done, so we'll be able to help Willow out with her, her fibrous mechanites, which I'm very afraid is never going to go away, which I don't know that, but I'm certainly worried about that. Apple in 16 hours can do a Psychic Soothe, which should be extraordinarily good for us. And then what we'll do instead is we will adapt our growing. Yeah. And we'll just keep this as corn. There we go. Yeah, that's not a bad setup at all. And our alpacas are doing very, very well. They're both at almost 80% for wool growth, and then presumably we'll be able to harvest it. And at the moment, we have so much food that we literally don't have much else to use with it. And cottonwood is doing something. Okay. So how much animal grass do we need again? We need 20, and we're at 11. That's still not terrible. Every little bit counts. Now, Persimmon is not doing very well. Unknown drifters. Pharrell and another desperate refugee are approaching. They say their caravan was ambushed. They want to stay for 17 days so they can rest and regroup. They offer to work and fight for free during that time. If you make them happy, some of them may offer to join you. Ah, is that so? Also, we do still have Rada. That's a lot of people to take in all at once. That is a lot of people. Like, she wants to stay for 23 days? I don't think we can afford her. Like, Rada, as good as all this sounds, I don't think that we can actually keep her alive. We're actually not making enough food to be able to support her and everyone else. Provided most of us do not eat. We'll take the drifters. We will take the drifters. That's what we will do. Who'd we get? We got a Moyo, and we got a baseliner. You're incapable of firefighting. Aha. Now, how about you? You are a brawler, which is suppressed by Wimp. Oh, boy. You're apparently a genie, Moyo? That doesn't make sense. Alright. Well, you guys enjoy your stay for the moment, and ideally you will be very helpful to us. Now, if you guys decide to, say, stick around, I've got a very special thing that you can eat. Okay. Well, you are certainly getting work done, a tiny bit of mining. I don't know if I like you destroying the tree, but that does mean that we can get more heal root going over here. Okay, and then you're harvesting. All right. Okay, our cotton is almost ready to go. I mean, all things considered, they're actually being quite helpful so far. And how long do we have them? We have them for 16 days. Well, you know what? We'll just try and make as much use out of them as we physically can while we still have them. So, let's see. I mean, they're not very good at most things, but that doesn't really matter. Harvesting, plant cutting, that's fine. We don't really need you to do that. Pharrell is actually very good at studying, so you know what? We can use your brain power while we have you around. And Wilson, I know you're absolutely terrible at it, but why don't we get you to do a little bit of mining, huh? Again, I know you're not amazing at it, but still. It is also 2 extra pair of hands with all of our planting and everything, so there's, you know, there's chutes and ladders. And yes, I did read the part where it said that we don't know their true intentions, so there is also a very real possibility that they just decide to kill us at some point, which ideally does not happen, but we'll see. Also, our Dryad doing a lot of hauling work. You love to see that. Okay. Look at that. Look at that. Vision is having apples. Apples is having dark visions because of all the trees being destroyed, so she's gonna wander around in a bit of a funk for a little bit. When she's out of it, though, I believe it's going to be time for a Psychic Soothe, which is going to be very, very nice. Persimmon is very unhappy because of just everything, basically. So, wait a minute. I have you set to where you do use social drugs. So, I mean, let's just keep 3 smoke leaf joints on you. I mean, I'm fine with you using the joints, honestly. Like, you don't have to wait for my permission. Let's see, Cottonwood is doing pretty good. Still upset because our dog, one of them died. Actually, you know what? As far as work, again, I know they won't be amazing at it. But we could set them both to do some production as well. Ooh. And then art, you're both somewhat decent at it. Drugs, we can have that. Growing, you leave that to us. You guys focus on other things. Okay, and they do have their own little sleeping areas. Apple is now out of her funk. As soon as Apple gets some sleep, we are going to do our Psychic Soothe. Ideally, she actually gets some good, somewhat rejuvenating sleep. But we'll certainly see. Okay, Willow is trying to expand our pen. We like that. At some point, someone will come over here and actually fix this up. Now, this hay will also slowly deteriorate, which isn't my favorite thing in the world, but that's okay. We could also try and expand this zone a little bit. Yeah. Now our alpacas are all but gonna have unlimited. Willow tried to convert Pharrell. Trying to talk them into joining already. But either way, we're gonna have food, which is good. Now, Apple, I know you're doing research, but let's get a Psychic Soothe going, because we're in a bit of a pickle with how many destroyed trees that we've had. Okay. Use the Soothe. It didn't work. Do you have to be linked to the tree before it's allowed to do that? That sucks. Wish I would have known that. Wish I would have had a little bit more warning about that. Alright, well, we'll try again in another 15 days. That's 60 days of a wasted cooldown, but you know what? It is what it is. That's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes, and unfortunately we had to crumble 2 cookies before we could eat the 3rd one. Now, how are you guys doing? You're researching. You're relaxing for the moment. I mean, hey, they have been helpful. 2 extra people is always nice. Not to mention our 4 dryads are actually helping out quite a bit. Let's see, how's their training going? They completely trained. Working on it. You're still new. Working on it. Okay. Well, the idea's there. Now, how about you? Okay. I mean, they're doing good. Like, all things considered, they're actually doing really good. And we did just get a bunch more steel, so what I'm gonna do... let's put down another pillar. And then we're gonna put down another pillar. And slowly but surely, we are going to expand our little storage room over here. Eventually, we'll make it look a lot nicer as well, but you know what? We're making use of what we got. It's the natural thing to do, some might say. Oh. Okay, we're up to 13 grass. Excellent. At this rate, we'll be able to link with this tree, no problem. Also, something that would be really nice, if we could get a Garulian tree, or say 4 of them, that'd be good. A group from Farley are visiting. Oh, it's Moyos. Ooh. Oh, you're actually quite new, Moyos. Alright, well, you're not human, so we will give you a chance, albeit for now. Pharrell, they're basically your people. Oh, you don't want to speak with them? Alright, fine. Alright, let's see what they got. They do have a little bit of food for us. We also have a little bit of cloth. So tell you what. You take 100 cloth. We take No, you know what? I was gonna say we take your packaged survival meals. How about we take your components? A pleasure doing business with you. Now, there is the slight fear, we'll call it, that our components just kind of wither away before we're even able to use them. But I'm sure that won't happen. That'll probably be fine. Now, I am going to expand this room just a little bit. There we go. Look at that. It's certainly not the prettiest storage room, but with 3 pillars, it'll hold, at least. I mean, because they're hanging out, maybe they'll actually help defend us if anything were to go wrong right now. Void Catharsis. Oh, I see, because you had the mad, ramblings. Oh, Trees Defiled is down to -13. It's getting better. Slowly but surely, we're realizing that nature is flourishing, not dying. You know, bit of a dead-eyed stare, but meh, it's fine. Okay, visitors are leaving. Excellent. We would prefer to go back to our natural way of things. So, 2 things. Number 1, we do have multiple viewers. Oh no, our electrical devices. Whatever shall we do? But we do have 2 viewer characters who I do want to get in as quickly as possible. We'll see how effectively I manage that. But another thing is, Master Melee has recommended that maybe, since, let's be honest, I kind of abused it in the previous series, we should do something more along the lines of, if you know who the Drifters Broadcast is, this will make a lot of sense. But Drifters Broadcast does this thing called Honest Man mode, where for his XCOM series, which, by the way, fantastic series. If you've never watched Drifters Broadcast, absolutely go watch him. I think I've watched literally every single one of his challenge videos, and it's also part of the reason I even wanted to do an XCOM series myself. But his whole thing is, he only reloads in the case of bugs, glitches, and misclicks. So, perhaps we could adopt something along those lines for this series and the next one, which will be something Moyo themed. It does seem like a good idea. Maybe we'll also give ourselves like an extra, you know, oh no, the world 900 bandits suddenly dropped on us. You know, and we'll we'll reset from that. But I don't know. Either way, it does seem like a good idea, and since I do kind of want to play as the game intended, we'll adopt something along that nature. I think that's overall a pretty good idea. Now, as for how we're doing, overall, not bad. Research is coming along, and our 2 buddies who are sticking around they're actually doing quite a bit, which is very, very nice. For the moment, I do have them both just kind of set to do whatever. Debatably, I should give them a little bit more of a strict schedule, but honestly, I'm kind of just okay with them doing whatever, because if they're happy enough, they will just join us. Man, what is with freaking wasters attacking us? Alright, Willow, Dog, if I could get you both in battle position, that would be most excellent. So he's attacking right away as well, which is not my favorite. However, since we are itty-bitty fairies, what are you gonna do? Hit us? Doubt you even can. Okay, Willow, let's get you a little bit closer. Both of you shoot. Okay, let's back up. Animals! Attack! Okay, Willow, let's have you come here. Dog, let's have you move. Willow! Ugh! Okay, keep shooting. Oh yeah, you're in trouble now. How dare you! Man, they can down our dryads pretty easily, huh? Either way, you've been dealt with. So, our dryad is only knocked out for 2 hours. This one will recover, and Haley didn't take any damage at all. Okay. Hey, it could have been worse. Could have been a lot worse. I will take those smoke joints, though. Also, if someone could bring... we don't have a pet bed. Well, you'll get up in a minute. Either way, we're doing okay. Now, I do feel that as good as alpacas are going to be, if we could get our hands on some thrumbos, that would be even better. Good luck with that, but still, the idea is there. If we could get some thrumbos, I'm pretty sure their fur is like the best fur in the entire game. I think it's beaten by Devil Strand. I don't know that for certain though. Dog has gotten food poisoning. Well, isn't that lovely? Well, just rest up. You'll be fine. Okay, we are still trying to tame and train all of our dryads. We do have a thunderstorm going, so there is a chance that we are going to have a little bit of a mood hit, which isn't perfect. But, oh well. How much wool do we have? I don't think we have any at the moment, huh? Just have to keep waiting. Waiting, waiting, waiting. That's the name of the game. I really think that this particular start is so much harder than what I expected it was gonna be. Because, wowza, this is not an easy run that we're doing. It will get easier as we go, but as far as like this introductory period, it's not great for us, is it? However, I do think that having a bunch of roses and daylilies and stuff, that's definitely the play. The more we can keep up beauty, the more we get happiness. The more happiness, the better. Speaking of, Apple, what do you... Trees defiled. Okay, you're in pain. Right. Okay. Well, we'll deal with that when the time comes. Is there a single Garulian? No, there's still not a single Garulian seed on this entire map. I feel like that's pretty unlucky, if I'm honest. Oh well, we're bound to get one at some point. It is also raining, so these fires will go out. Yeah, it's only gonna freak us out for a little bit, so there is that. We could technically put a storage over here. I don't know. That seems a little bit easy to take over, though. And then is there anything else that we, like, really want to tame? I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so for now. Again, if we can get some thrumbos, that would be great. But first of all, that's just a completely random chance, and I doubt we're going to be seeing as many as we did in the previous one. Yeah. All right. Let's see. We are at 15 anima grass, though. Very good. Very excellent. We like anima grass because we want Apple to be able to link up to this thing as quickly as possible. We do need 20. So that's a guarantee, though. We are not finishing this episode until we've gotten 20 anima grass and a link. I say that, but that might be a little harder than I think it will be, but either way. So our buddies here are actually doing pretty good. They're a little unhappy because they're sleeping on the ground, which, hey, you're going to have to get used to that. 8 without a table, really? And you like being in pain? Unworthy mutation. Okay, well, hang on. If they're complaining about a table, I actually... That one we can solve. That we can actually... we can do a little something with. So... yeah, let's just put a table right here. We don't have any chairs, do we? So we'll just put some sitting spots. As silly as that is. Hey, a sitting spot is still a sitting spot. Okay, well, we'll be able to actually eat at a table, so maybe that'll help with happiness just a little bit. You know what? I think I also... I want another daylily right here. Yeah. That ought to help with beauty a little bit. That should help everyone feel a little bit better, huh? We also can't use our anima song for 11 days, but we also know that the anima song doesn't do anything if we're not linked. The deserter. He's being hunted by a loyalty squad. He knows the location of a key outpost for psychic powers. You will become an enemy of the refugee Imperium. The pursuing loyalty squad will attack immediately. It is composed of 1 trooper. You will have 1 year to attack the outpost before it is moved. So, the refugee Imperium, that is the, that's a scary one, right? Yeah. I don't know that we want them to be enemies with us, honestly. I mean, we could use a new person. We really could use the extra helping hand. But being enemies with the refugee empire is kind of scary. So... I mean, I kind of want to take him because we could sort of use the extra people, but also I'm very scared. Okay, so can we all agree? Like you and me, right? I'm talking to you. You right now. I'm talking to you right now. If we accept Chumnos and it goes absolutely horribly awfully wrong, would you be too upset if we just did a little you know what I mean, like a real quick, you know what I mean? That's the sound of a reload. You guys wouldn't mind that too much, right? How bad is it? Welcome, Chumnos. Minus 100. Oh. Oh, that's real bad. Ooh, that's not good. They're gonna kill us. They're absolutely gonna kill us. Okay, Chumnos, if you survive, this coming encounter, then, we'll turn you into a dryad. Deal? If you survive, we will turn you into a dryad. I think that's a fair deal, right? I think that's pretty good. Okay. Willow, Dog, you two might die. Right? I'm just gonna warn you now. You might die. Is that Porcupine? Oh. Wonder how useful he'd be. By the way, our ceremony... yeah, it's completely... the opportunity has passed, we'll say. The opportunity has passed. Okay. We're just gonna keep moving up on him. He'll never see it coming. We're so small that he'll never see us coming. Our dryads, on the other hand, are much bigger. Okay. Okay, we're gonna keep moving up. We're gonna keep moving up. He's never gonna see it coming. Here we go. We're moving. We're moving. We're going. We're going. We're going. Oh, Dog, run! never see it coming. He'll never see it coming. Okay. We're gonna get into position. Into position. Now we shoot at him. Willow, run. Ah! He's probably a lot more... good at shooting than we are. Alright, don't worry. We got him. We're gonna get him. You know what? Draft up, right? Yeah, draft up. Attack! Attack! Well, we're hitting our own people. He burned all his gear. All his gear, it's gone. It's all gone. So... this didn't seem worth it. I mean... as nice as it would be to have Chumnos, I gotta be honest, that doesn't seem worth it. That feels very not worth it, because now we're gonna have dudes in freaking power armor coming after us. Or whatever it's called. Valkyrie armor? I don't remember. Well, good to know. Fairies are not good in fights. Equally good to know. Making enemies with the Refugee Empire? Maybe not the best idea. Maybe not the best idea. Maybe we should undo that. Or do we live with the consequences of our actions? I think we'll live with the consequences of our actions for the moment. I don't want to, but I think we'll live with it for now. So how do we... oh boy. Okay. Okay. Okay, so I know I literally just brought up the whole honest man rules, but we'll consider this one of the 3 exceptions, right? Throughout the whole series, I might go back on this. We'll see. Try and hold me to this. We'll have 3 exceptions of just like, wow, that was a terrible idea. Let's undo that. I mean, obviously, if literally everyone dies, we'll reset that, but still, yeah. I have a feeling that being enemies with the Empire is gonna be a lot worse than I thought. So my thinking originally was, oh, well, we could just get their stuff. No, because if they die, they melt everything. I completely forgot that was even a thing. So that means we could have dudes with power armors and, like, rail guns showing up to attack our poor tribal people. And even if we do kill them, they melt everything that they had. Meaning that that entire situation would have just been very, very bad. So, I don't know. I mean, if you're more experienced in the game, this is probably like the best thing to do, right? This is probably, dare I say, easy. I am not. Despite everything, I'm still relatively new and bad to this game, so I just don't think that it's a very good idea for us to follow through with it. Maybe it is. I don't know, but I'm gonna opt to just not do that route, at least for now. Maybe later on, when we actually have some weapons and armor that we can use, I'll be a little bit more willing. But for this moment right now, I think it's better that we just play it on the neutral side. After all, we are literally a bunch of tribals who, for the most part, don't really have a lot going for us. However, we do have Farrell and Wilson, and hopefully one of them decides to actually stick around and join us. If they do, that would be nice. Why is everyone upset? Chemical starvation, you're tired, trees defiled, yeah. Yeah. Want Garulian connection. We'll get it when we get it. Whenever the game decides that that we actually deserve having some trees. We just need one sprout, honestly, that's all we need. And then we can get snowballing pretty easily. Yippee! Research finished. Smithing. It is something. Maybe, right? Maybe we can actually make some swords and stuff, huh? That sounds cool. However, complex furniture unlocks so much. Complex furniture unlocks things which you cannot build. Oh, well, that's fine. It's not gonna stop literally everything here, so whatever. We don't care. Like, yeah, you know, not having slab beds, I guess that kind of sucks, but because we managed to finish our drum, we can do something called a natural fair. So let's have literally everyone go there. Room impressiveness doesn't exist, but you know what? 58% chance for it to be fun. If we had more drums, it would be even better. Yippee! Well, they look like they're having a good time. Yeah! A wanderer joins. He is willing to contribute, but will not leave voluntarily, claiming to have nowhere else to go. You could choose to turn him down and send him away, however your colonists will be disturbed. I'm A-okay with having someone new. Also, fun natural fair. Everyone enjoyed the break from everyday life and got in some good dancing together. Everyone participating gains 8 mood for 6 days, and it brought in that, wanderer. We accept. He's a furry. Actually, wait a minute. Well, you know what? Remember that earlier... What are my two dryads doing way out here? Remember that thing I was saying earlier where we give the apple to people and it turns them into humanoid dryads? Well, what I didn't tell you is that we have a second type of apple. And this one, more resembling a kiwi because of the fur on the outside. If you ingest this particular one, it happens to turn you into a special type of beastkin. After all, we love animals, and we love people who are willing to accept nature like we do, right? Which animals usually do. So therefore, Mr. Oliver, with a single bite of this here kiwi apple, you will no longer be Oliver. You will become Master Melee! I'm inserting this in here because, funny enough, like a little bit ago, I'm like, oh, you know, I might end up changing his look. I did. So, Master Melee has a special xenotype. So, combining a little bit of what previous Master Melee had, combined with a little bit of our druid nature, he has natural psychic. That way he's unable to use anything that boosts natural psychic stuff. It seems like a good debuff while also giving a little bit of a very fitting upside. Cannot wear clothes because it couldn't before. Tough skin, because after all, if you're part druid / dryad, you're naturally going to have much thicker, dare I say, bark-like skin. Cold tolerant because he is, of course, very furry. Dark vision because, as being part animal, you are able to see well in the dark. However, awful animals because he doesn't necessarily want to enforce his will on other animal kin that aren't quite as advanced as he is. And poor social because, well, he used to be a ghoul. But either way, I think it's quite fitting. And I did also keep his radioactive green eye because I thought that was just the most fitting thing that we could possibly do. And back to past me. It satisfies recreation, so I guess there was that. Either way, here's what I'm thinking. We could do a tribal gathering just to try and make it so that we're a little bit happier. Oh, apparently it wants to be started at a campfire. Okay, well, hang on. So, begin tribal gathering. And we have a chance to be encouraged, which will help us out quite a bit. So, let's go ahead and let's try that out, shall we? Alright, everybody. We need to be worried about vampires. We need to be worried about mechanoids. And we need to be worried about fire, the very thing that I'm stood next to talking. Apparently, whatever the heck a howitzer is. And interestingly enough, it was inspiring, which I feel like was a very low chance. 12 points of research per participant will be distributed among the available research projects. It was 65%. Everyone gets +6 mood. We also get a bunch of random goats, which means that we can get milk, and we have a bulk good trader for my buddies. I mean, honestly, I'm pretty okay with this. Now, as for animals, I do think we are just going to put all of our goats over here. Hang on. Animals, Oh, we have 3! Okay, well, someone will go pick them up at some point. Also, I do want to make Melee's fur colors match a little bit more because, I mean, the red and orange, I think, do look nice. However, we can adjust that a little bit. Whether it be, like, more of a red tail or orange hair, haven't decided. But either way, I do want him to match just a little bit more. And then our bulk good trader. Who's the best at social? I'm pretty sure it's Persimmon. Yep, it's Persimmon. Okie dokie. Where's that bulk goods trader at? How are you doing, fellow friends? Here, you can have this red Moyo blood pack. I would give you a bit of steel. However, I kind of don't want to do that. So here's what I'll do instead. Would you like a whopping 1,500 corn? And in return, I will take... How important are books? That helps us with long blades. Could buy steel, could buy... I mean, you know what? This might help us out quite a bit. That actually might be pretty huge. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give them a ton of corn because we have berries, we have rice, we don't need 2,000 corn. An excellent trade. Also, we're a little bit more friendly with them, which we like because they have humanoid dryads and we're friends with them. Why do you have a winter pelt? There's probably going to be a couple things here and there we'll iron out the kinks, but that's what happens when you use a bunch of mods together. Now, as for the important thing, research is going smoothly. And because of our successful event, we have a little bit of beer brewing. I don't know how much I'm really going to be using beer brewing because, in my experience, it's extremely hard to actually pull off. Well, alright. We'll hope that too many fires don't begin, because that could be a relatively big problem for us. Willow, if you could come put that fire out, and Dog, if you can come put this fire out, just in case it decides it wants to spread a little bit more. We do not like fire, so we do not want any fire around. Can we all agree on this? Yes? Good, good. By the way, Melee, there's a couple things going wrong with Melee. For one, he's supposed to have a bit of a furry snout. But you know what? We'll figure it out. The most important thing right now is we're getting some research going. And with 2 people putting their minds to it, we're no doubt going to be able to research something very quickly. That's the hope, at least. We'll see what happens. We do have a couple berries that did rot away, so that is a little bit of something that we need to worry about, is the fact that stuff is going to rot away. Mac wants us to do a research opportunity. Here's the thing. None of us are very smart as far as technology goes, so I think we're just gonna leave that on the back foot for the moment and pretend that we didn't see that. Dog is doing a little bit of research. Yeah, I have a feeling that Melee's pelt, as it were, will update after a little while. That's what happened in the previous save. So for now, he just rolled around in some snow. We're gonna need a lot more hay grass, especially if we have a bunch of goats and stuff. That could be slightly problematic. I'm hoping it's not, but we'll see. Okay, so the legendary 2 things once again. Number 1, there's a whole chunk of recording that I thought I did, and it wasn't recording, so time for me to repeat myself. So, I think that there is a bit of a conflict going on with Master Melee and all the stuff that I'm trying to use on him. So, what I decided to do is I think this would make a little bit more sense with the lore that I've set up, is he is still going to have all of the furry tendencies that he once upon a time had, but because being a baseliner, quote quote, being a human with like just a bunch of fur and stuff, since that wasn't quite working and was seemingly causing quite a bit of problems, and we have the quote quote lore established that whenever you take a bite of the special apple, you get turned into a dryad, I decided to mix both worlds together. So, Master Melee is now a dryad slasher, which means incredibly good melee skill, but is now a humanoid dryad, which, depending on how you look at it, does have the downside of being turned into a female, which I don't consider it a downside. After all, our people believe in female supremacy. So in a weird way it works out. However, I don't know what was going wrong. It could be a mod load order thing that was happening. I'm not sure. I'm also fairly sure that this is not what Melee had envisioned, but we were able to keep all of the red fox aesthetics that was asked for, and I did go ahead and change up our fusion xenotype a little bit more. So, I put on universal digestion because for some reason Melee was not eating. I don't know why. We have robust digestion. I honestly think it's just a bug. Hey, that's what happens when you have a ton of mods on. Still can't wear clothes. Has tough skin because of being part dryad. Has sap blood because of being part dryad. Still a natural psychic. Still aggressive and has strong melee damage, both because of Melee's past self and being a slasher dryad. Still has a bunch of the anthro stuff, being the fox ears, the fox tails, the stripes on the cheeks, and is still amazing at melee, but also has the dark vision still because, hey, he's used to seeing in the dark. So he does have a little tiny bit of a hunger problem, but honestly, that's a small price to pay for being able to eat everything. Awful at shooting, awful at cooking, animals, and social. Overall, I think a pretty rounded and well-balanced character. I also think that it mixes both the lore and the actual gameplay stats that Melee had once upon a time. Still amazing with Melee, is now a Dryad, still keeps all of the Fox aesthetics, and the coloring of the Fox also matches the coloring of the Dryad. The only other thing that you missed is we did manage to finish the research for advanced furniture, complex furniture. This is where the recording finally, luckily, I recorded last 5 minutes, so there is a little bit that I managed to salvage, but god dang, man, I thought I was recording that whole time. So, we do begin research on long blades and pass to back shadow. Yep, I'm a little torn on that. Here's what we're gonna do. For the moment, let's put a shelf right here, just so we have it. We can also make some stools now. Oh my goodness. Look at that. We're moving up in the world. We have discovered what a stool is. Also, we could do some dining chairs. You know what? Yeah, let's have some dining chairs around our table, huh? That'll be pretty nice. And then we can put our research papers into this shelf, and I think that should be good. So if we just do items, tech prints, yeah, books, there we go. Okay, that should be pretty good. Debatably, we should also put down some shelves inside of our storage area too. That would be a relatively good idea, but for now we're just gonna let it roll. Well, I'm glad we're getting good use out of these chairs already. Oh, look! Dude, our Dryad has a little pack on! That is so much cuter than I thought it was gonna be. And he's actually helping move stuff around. Dude, the Dryads are actually kind of crazy. You know what would be nice, though? If we had actual freaking Dryads from the Cerulean tree! But I guess that just isn't meant to be yet, is it? Oh well. Whatever. I want to make... You know what? Melee. You get to meditate next to the cool tree. So, we need to expand our horizons, as it were. Also, I want these animals to do other stuff. Yeah, you know what? I want 2 of you following Persimmon. Yeah. I want 2 of you following Persimmon. I want 2 of you following Dog. That way we can actually have a little bit more variety with what we're doing. And then you're bonded with Dog, so that's cool with me. Melee is mining. We like that. Keep it going, guys. Keep it going. Just keep doing what you're doing. We're still not going to mine this compact machinery because right now it would deteriorate and die. Now, apparently stuff doesn't deteriorate. Maybe we can make some shelves and start mining the compact machinery, although we're already having such a problem mining everything, maybe we don't actually want to do that. And there is also a type of Phytokin who, like, eats waste packs, which, interestingly enough, actually opens up a unique way to get rid of waste packs. So maybe we'll end up doing that. I don't know. And then I am going to go ahead and haul all these just so they're out of the way. Everyone else is doing good. We'll work on planting when we get there. Okay, not too bad. Unfortunately, still no Cerulean tree, which I'm not super psyched about. I'm kind of hoping that one shows up soon, considering it's kind of the crux of our build, but, you know, what are you going to do? And part of our ideology is that we want more Cerulean tree stuff, so the quicker one shows up, the better. I do think I am going to give us some actual beds outside. So, but we don't like sleeping too close next to each other. This is going to be really janky how I decide to do this. However, we have a lot of wood, so we can actually afford to do this. So we'll set up a bed here, here. Apple, I want you to sleep over here, because I don't believe that there's a roof. No, there's not. Okay, good. Then we can have a bed over here with Melee. And then you two I will give a room eventually. But for the moment, the people that we know are going to be permanent colonists, I kind of want to treat them really nicely for the moment. Okay, Melee's working on a drum. When you're... Oh, your artistic skill is too low. I was going to say, when you're done with that, can you work on this floor painting? But no, apparently you cannot. We almost have long blades ready to go, which is good. I think after long blades, we could work on complex clothing. That could be a relatively good idea. And then when Pharrell up, I want you to finish this. That way we can get another member of our hierarchy going. Okay, long blades is ready to go. Let's go ahead and get our complex clothing. You know what? We are evolving. Despite everything, we are evolving. So, you know, there is that. We are getting better at what we're doing. Okay, and because everybody gets a bed, hopefully we're going to be a lot happier. How much longer... Oh. How much longer are you guys going to be around? You are here for about 6 more days. Ideally, one of you decides to join us. Also, she wants to deliver 90 waste packs. What the heck is a tech prof sub-persona core? The AI will teach you technology you're currently researching instantly and for free. Can only be used once. That does sound insane. However, we have absolutely no way to get rid of toxic waste packs at the moment because we don't have the phytokin that eats it. So I'm just gonna ignore that you sent that. Oh, masterwork. What? Holy, you made a masterwork headdress? Goodness gracious. Wow, that is, Okay, well, Persimmon, guess what you get to wear? And we'll have her force wear that, because, first of all, she needs to, so she'll be happier, so, oh, well. Wow, a masterwork. God dang, what is your skill? You do have an 11, okay. Well, fair enough. What you making? What you making now? Another tribal headdress, and then you're making some heavy tribal wear. I like you, Pharrell. You know how to get things done. And we do also have war tribal wear, which it's not the best armor that I've ever seen, but guess what? It's armor, and it'll do. Of course, Melee is not going to be able to wear it, but oh well. It will keep some of our other people alive, which is very important. You know what? Melee, I'm real tempted to make you our third leader person. In fact, I think I'm going to, once we're all done meditating. Oh, we're so close to having 20 grass. Okay, melee. Oh no, wait, oh no. Does it count towards the nudist though? Nudist. I'm not seeing anything about it. Clothing for nudity. No. Looks like Melee's gonna be our third leader. It makes sense. Melee and Puppet and Kim the Bro, you guys have all been so extremely helpful just throughout my entirety of playing RimWorld that honestly, it makes sense that Master Melee is going to be one of our leaders anyway. About Anima Tree linking. Ooh, we can do it. Okay. Begin Anima Tree linking with Apple. Must have the natural focus type. Really? Melee doesn't have it. Anima Affinity Gene, 1 out of 5. That's interesting. Well, we have 80%, so here we go. Here we go. We're linking with the Anima Tree. It's finally time for us to become linked with who we used to be. Here we go, here we go. We are... Any moment. Linked. Linking ritual complete. She now has an upgraded Psylink, permitting the use of new psychic powers. Also, 5 Anima Grass has been restored. Oh. But that means that we don't... I guess I kind of knew that, but either way, here's something fun that we're going to be able to use. We have something... Where is it? It's not in that menu. Aha! The Wild Speaker! So to me, this makes a whole lot of sense. And what it does is... Bramble Maze. Infuse a fertile area with chaotic life energy, causing it to sprout shoots of brambles that wither after 12 hours. We could just put up a wall, if need be. Crop Burst. Infuses a fertile area with life energy, causing it to sprout plantable crops that finish growth in relation to the caster's psychic sensitivity. Word of Animals basically makes it so that we can calm down animals that are going crazy. Very, very useful overall. That also means that if we fail a chance to tame something, we can try again, which is very good. Tree Sprout basically just makes it so that we get a bunch of trees for free. We can force animals to turn on their master if need be. Shield animals so we can keep our own animals alive. Shrine Shield apparently makes it so that we have like a Halo 3 energy bubble. Then we can also make animals our ally. And the final two things is... we can link a person to an animal, so if the person were to die, the animal dies in their place. Very powerful. And then Summon Pack. We basically just summon a bunch of wild animals to come help us free of charge. Overall, I think that makes a whole lot of sense for this run, so we're just going to keep doing that. We do need people to focus on planting a little bit more, however, just keep doing what we're doing. A little bit of steel goes a long way, so the earlier we can do that, the better. There is also a spacecraft that landed. That's pretty lucky. It is a little bit unfortunate that we don't actually get some dryads from the Anima Tree, but, you know, I guess that's kind of... I should have expected that, to be fair. We are just going to put components here, by the way. Yeah. I think that's a good idea, just so we put all the components right where we can keep them nice and safe, since they are going to deteriorate over time. I would like that not to be the case. bit more researching being done. We can actually make some real weapons here in a minute. Good stuff. Good stuff. I imagine you're working on tribalware now? Yes, sir. Then, melee, I want you... Let's see. We can... Oh, our zone's over here. Right. Begin roll change. Melee. You... You know what? You get to become an Elder of the Republic, because we already have 2 other leaders. Oh, you can't wear a cape! No! Okay, maybe you won't be a leader. Dang it! And you can't be a seed lover, because you're not good with plants. And then our people are probably going to be extremely unhappy if we change their role, huh? Dang. We're not able to make capes, but oh well. This is going to be an extra +5 across the board. Also, join offer. Pharrell believes that she is happy at new home. She wishes to join you permanently. Sounds good to me. Hey, Pharrell, do you know what this apple is? Ah, that's much better, Pharrell, wouldn't you say? I must say, that look, it fits you so much more. So, this is a temporary thing. However, I made a xenotype for worker dryads. It has all the normal stuff: tough skin, sap blood, natural psychic, and heat weakness. Because, I mean, it's a tree. But overall, it seems good enough. I think it's a pretty good baseline for regular worker style dryads. Well, a gazelle has gone mad. We can't, make it happy yet, can we? No. Hey, Melee. Can you come deal with this gazelle? It's just like old times, huh? Okay. Yeah, it really is just like old times. Goodness. Melee is still quite a good fighter. Even after all this time, you would have thought, after being a super mega amped up toxic person, then being turned into a ghoul, then being turned into a mixture of a dryad and a furry, you would think that some of that melee skill would have degraded. And while some has, apparently it wasn't nearly enough. I am debating making more roofing. This might be a bad idea. You know what? Let's do it. More roofing. We have enough limestone in the middle that I don't think that the roof is going to collapse on us. And it sort of provides us a little bit more rain cover, which is a good thing. Pharrell is apparently a brawler, which is not incredible considering you're terrible with guns, but, okay, yeah, we'll figure that out as we go. Now, Wilson, it sure would be great if you could join us. Oh, an eclipse! Oh, like we needed the freaking happiness hit. Oh well, still not the end of the world. We almost have all of the steel. Once we have that, I'm very confident that we can actually turn this into something. So you know what? Let's go ahead. I'm gonna make a structure. Aha, column. Let's make a wood one. And put it right there. Yeah. Hopefully that keeps the ceiling up, because I have a feeling that it's going to start collapsing here soon, so a pillar will help. How are we doing on wool? If I just type in wool, we have 90 alpaca wool. Okay. We can make that work, I suppose. We also can't make a cloak at the moment, which is a little bit unfortunate for Willow, but honestly, I would think I would rather have the happiness all around. Also, anima song, so you're just telling me that this doesn't work ever. I don't know. Willow is on an insulting spree. Okay, well, hopefully you two don't get into too terrible of a fight. Remember, everybody, we're all friends here. All of us want the same thing. Let's not go too overboard if we can help it. Well. They're no longer in a fight. That's a good thing. Good thing we have sap blood, or else we would be quite in a pickle, as they say. Melee doing a good job with the mining. That's a bit more steel. Good stuff. Pharrell, I think I am going to make you drop your defense pistol for the moment, since you are a brawler. And then we'll just put that into storage whenever we can. Now, interestingly enough, because of the dryads that we do have, the actual ones, we can actually afford to go exploring if anything pops up. Like, for example, let's say, oh, I want to go to this city. We could do that relatively easily, I think. Maybe we should make some bedrolls and learn from our mistakes in the previous save. That might be a good idea. Why are you upset? You're in pain, disturbed sleep. Ooh, you detected a logging work site nearby, controlled by the virus men. They're the guys who keep attacking us. Persimmon is going on a food binge. Alrighty. Not the end of the world. Certainly not nice, but yeah, not the end of the world. You are also exhausted, which means you might pass out before you're able to eat too much of the food, but we still got plenty of corn. Yeah, I will definitely say that this particular run is starting much, much slower than I'm used to. Because so far, with the previous... Oh! Hold that, which just showed up. Hold that. With the previous run, with Sally and all them, that was honestly, you pretty much hit the ground running compared to this particular start. And I've also done a couple practice saves here and there just to sort of make sure that I actually know what I'm doing. And those saves did not start nearly as slowly as this one as well. So this is definitely a very brutal start. However, we have our first Cerulean pod! This is gonna be something wonderful! Do you have any idea how much value we're gonna get out of this one pod? Oh, buddy. Okay. Cottonwood? Let's drop that. Where'd it go? Where did it go? Did it just get deleted? Are you serious? What? I wanted to set it down so I could plant it. It got destroyed? You're kidding. You're actually kidding. What happened? Why? I don't understand. Cottonwood, are you holding it? No. Garur. It's just gone? Did you... You didn't eat it, did you? No. I don't understand. Alright, remember what I said about Honest Man? About, resetting if there's a glitch? That's a glitch. We can analyze it? Well, how about before we analyze it, we plant it? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, right. Let's see. So we can plant one here. Yeah, here. And here. Perfect. Apparently we can analyze it. I don't know why we would do that, but that is something that we can do. Most importantly, now that it's actually planted, let's begin a connection ritual. Because Cottonwood destroyed it for some reason. Persimmon, you get the first link. Here we go. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Now, for what Dryad cast we want? Honestly, I think we're gonna make the Gal Maker. More Garulian pods? Yes, please. We desperately need more. So let's just make as much as possible right away, okay? Overall, that seems like an exceptionally good choice. Plus, we can always change it later, so getting more Garulian pods right now? That's the way to go. Hey, a royal tribute collector. Imagine if we were still enemies. We would be freaking dead. Let's see, what did they show up with? We would be dead. Look at this. We'd be beyond dead. We would quite literally be the dust in the air. Yeah, I think it was a good idea that we did not decide to anger the fallen holy empire, whatever they are. I think that was just the play. Yeah. Yeah, that wouldn't have been a good idea. No. That would have just 3,000% killed us. And look at this. They're in full armor. Recon armor. Yeah, I don't regret it. I don't regret using one of our 3 full-blown, cheatsy resets. I think that was an absolute perfect use. That is... Oh, we wouldn't have lasted. The save would be over right now. That's how, outclassed we are. The Meteorite of Slate. Oh, no! Well, actually, that Mega Sloth, I thought the Mega Sloth was dead, but turns out it's just bleeding out at a rapid rate. Oh, that's unlucky. We're just not going to interact with them at all. Just let them do their thing. Pretend they aren't even there. Now, what I am going to do is let's build another bed, since Pharrell is going to be sticking around. And I also decided to go for another drum, since apparently we like that. Oh, the hunted Phytokin. Maple Cottonwood. Oh boy. A powerful Phytokin is calling from nearby. She was cast out by the League of Kuro for giving them wrong advice and is now being hunted. She will arrive immediately. There will be people after her. Yeah, okay. Welcome aboard. Now, there's only going to be one pilot that's after us. Oh, you are another type of anima Phytokin. Really? Royal Ascent. Well, that's not happening. That's definitely never happening. Okay, pursuing pirates. Well, I gotta tell you, melee is absolutely gonna rip you apart. You stand no chance. You know what? Maple. You're awful at... Okay. We'll just let melee take care of this. Maybe Pharrell will help in the future, but not right now. Get her, melee. Get her. Cut her down. Excellent. Nothing but plant food remains. Oh. Another Mad Gazelle, really. Okay, well. Good thing we've got 2 companion dryads who are capable of fighting. Unfortunately, we can't sick Haley. Haley walks right by. Alright, well. Man, these dryads are so good. Oh, there's also a badger. I wonder how tanky he'd be if we decided to tame him. Probably quite good, if I were to guess. Okay, is there... Maple, I'm gonna double check. Are you any good at crafting? No, not really. Pharrell is okay. Wilson is okay. None of us are very good with crafting, huh? Dang. It's actually kind of a problem, because we sort of need the resources. I'm going to extract this tree and move it. I'm also going to extract that tree. The emotionless minx. A praetor of... of the Refugee Imperium. Recently lost a scouting party to a pack of 2 man-hunting minks. She wants you to draw the beast towards you to be killed to uphold her honor. They will arrive 2 hours after you accept. What the heck is this? A collection of maps with lists of notable secrets. The longest list is titled Savage. It is circled in red ink. The map smells faintly of oil and gunpowder, a hint of its previous owner's trade. A dinosaur is drawn in pencil near a facility. Beneath it are the words, missing scavengers. Or we could have a psychic sensitizer. Well, whatever Atlas of Wild is, I want it. So, in 2 hours, minks are going to show up, and they're going to try and kill us. By the way, I tried to optimize our storage. So, this is for all fresh bodies, and over here... Ooh, game lag just a little bit. Let me see. Aha! And over here is all the rotting bodies. So, eventually, we'll have a way to get rid of them, but for now, they're just going to hang out there. By the way, it's so funny to me, just seeing beds out in the open. My muscle memory does not like it. My colonists do. Manhunter pack. They won't attack doors unless they see someone go through. And they will leave in a bit. Okay. So, minks. What the heck is a mink? The high value of its furs resulted in mink being farmed on numerous planets. Oh, right. I think we saw one of these before. Okie dokie. Well, Master Melee, would you be so kind as to stand guard? Then, let's see. Where are some of our aminos? You. And you. I want both of you stood at the ready. You will be assisting Master Melee in this attack. Okay. All three of you. Let's... I don't even see them. They're so tiny. I can't even find them. Where the heck did the minks go? Are they red on the map? I can't see them. Haha! I found them! Okay, Melee, do your thing. Go kill him. Kill him dead. And then our two dryads are going for the other one. Oh, I see. They're chasing Wilson at the moment. Run, Wilson! Wilson! Oh, you might be in a little bit of trouble. Melee and the two dryads are on the way, though. Wilson is taking a little bit of damage, though. You know what? You gotta start fighting back. Just hold him off. Wow. You did just fine completely on your own. Alright, well. Well done. Okay, well. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Wilson, let's get you just directly over here to bed. Let's just have you be rest until you're healed up, huh? Pods arrive, 331 jades, and... our special quest. So, it discovers a quest with missing scavengers. I imagine we don't have to do this right now, right? What? Oh, right. It's warning us about what's in here. I was gonna say, there's no way we get a raid that quickly. Luckily, not yet. Hey, Apple, are you around? You will be soon. Let's... No. You know what? Willow, can you come read this, this map? That way we get the quest. Pretty please, I'd appreciate it. There she is. She's sweating just reading it. Apparently it's a tough read. It's a really tough read. You never know what you're gonna find inside there. Wilson thanks you for allowing her to stay at New Home for these 17 days. She is now moving on with her people. Wilson says she won't forget what you've done. Well, it's been an honor, Wilson. Glad you enjoyed your time here. You were perhaps one of the few humans that we could endure. You are still bleeding out, though, so I wish you would stick around and actually rest, but hey, you do you. Do what you're gonna do, I suppose. Now, how goes our growth? Spawning an immature dryad in 4.2 days. Alright, well, it's something. So in 4.2 days, we'll get a dryad. An unknown amount of time past that, we'll get more Gorillion seeds. So, you know what? It's an absolute win. Absolute win. I am also going to put down another pillar because I don't want to risk anybody getting freaking crushed just because they mine some steel. Apple, how do you even know what a computer game is? Alright, everyone, gather around. It's time for the honorary talk of what is research and what do we know about it. Apparently, research has to do with vomiting, but we're just gonna ignore that. See, whatever we can think of, there are no bad ideas. Let's simply hear all the ideas that everyone has in store for us. Come on, let's hear it. Uninspiring. Well. That sucks. Not the end of the world. Not the end of the world. But... yeah. To be fair, that is kind of just free research every so often, like on a cooldown, so I'm still willing to do it. But... here's the cool stuff. Because we actually have a little bit of research, and we're able to build more advanced things, here's what we got going for us. I am preparing a wooden art bench, because if we can get some blah blah blahs of nature, that's gonna be so good for us, you have no idea. And then a fueled smithy, so that we can potentially actually make some real weapons for ourselves. Won't that be nice? And, potentially, we could even make it out of jade so that it looks pretty, raises our mood, and does a decent amount of damage. Then, over here, I'm putting down 2 simple research benches. Paradoxically, they will be giving less research. But because there's 2 of them, that will be offset. And because they're outside, assuming it's Apple and Pharrell, Apple will not be getting hungry, which means that until she gets tired, she could just sit out there and do research. Again, paradoxically, it actually works extraordinarily well. In theory, but we'll certainly see how that goes. Just like our crafting spots are 40% outdoors, they're only 50% indoors. So I'm imagining it's going to be something like that, where it's only a 10% difference. Ideally, but we'll see. Then, as far as our alpacas, they're doing pretty good. They still have a healthy amount of food. We got all the hay grass we could ever want on the way. And we're growing more trees, which is a good thing because I think it raises our happiness. I don't know for certain, but it sure seems like it does. When we finally have actually... Oh, the Mega Sloth did bleed out. Rip. Literal meteor hit him. He limped away and then died. But yeah, once we're no longer as busy with all of our tasks, I do want to deconstruct all of this because it is a good source of steel that we don't have to mine. It also gives us a fair bit of blocks. Now, we do have a special mod installed, right? And while we aren't going to be able to make use of it yet, it is going to be very, very important for us. And it's called the Cave Entrance. Keen-eyed viewers might have seen it before. And trust you me, it is going to be immensely useful once we actually have it set up. Also, once we have people that can, you know, actually mine efficiently. I am debating putting down a nature shrine. Yeah. Tribal psycasters can focus while meditating. So, if we put a nature shrine over by our anima tree, doesn't that just give us a lot more focus? Or am I completely making that up? I don't know. Either way, it's 300 wood, which is expensive. We can make it out of jade? Why? That seems like such a waste. Well, actually, it would raise the beauty quite a bit, huh? I don't know. We'll think about that. But if it were to raise the amount of focus that we get without actually hindering the anima tree, I'm super, super down to do that. And then I do want to raise our beauty, which, to be fair, these floor paintings are going to be very useful for, and we do have the art bench on the way, so there is that. In the meantime, though, everyone is looking relatively good, except for Apple, I suppose, who is very slowly getting better. Wants a Garulian connection. Well, we'll work on that when we get there. We'll get there when we get there. Why not? Well, we desire 75% side focus. Why not? That's a pretty good amount. At some point, I do also want to build an actual cooking station. That way we don't have to have a fire in the middle of our base, because that's just making everybody unhappy. Nobody likes the fire. Persimmon, why are you upset? You are upset because you're tired, chemically starved, you're in the dark, and you're hungry. Okay, well... Now, okay, hang on. Are you do have chemical fascination. So, I mean, I already have you assigned to chemical fascination. Like, you're allowed. You can do as many as you need to do. You know what? I have a pretty good idea. What if we make all of these... Dang it, it's so hard to select these. Okay. Instead of heal root, what if we make these into psychoid? It's a little bit more dangerous. However, I feel like that'll keep Persimmon in a much better mood. No doubt she is going to develop an addiction, but, you know, do what we gotta do. It is also good that they're using up our cloth first, because poor is not fantastic. Poor and normal. And Persimmon's in a daze. Well, who could have seen that one coming? Oh, you know what? We need to set melee to where you don't wear any clothes. Right. That is a thing that we need to do. Complex clothing. We grow ever more advanced in our attempts to do what we can. So, cocoa tree, right? Genetically engineered to sweeten its own project. Survive in slightly less warm climate. Well, it has been nothing but warm. So, I mean, could be a good idea. Noble apparel, I don't really think we need that. Plate armor could be really good. Let's do cocoa for now. Let's do cocoa for now. So, I went ahead and put down a couple blueprints just because I think they could be useful. Over here, this is going to be our research area. Like I mentioned, if we don't need to eat as much, that's a good thing. Then, over here in the animal pen, I have a shelf that'll be built. This will be another way to store our hay and kibble. We're going to make some animal beds, and this will also act as a little bit of insulation for them, just so they don't always have to sleep outside. Seems like a good idea. Down here at the bottom, we're still making this our work area. And then because of our shelves over here, we have a tiny bit more storage area. The only thing I am kind of worried about is until our Garulian tree is actually, like, ready to go, it's gonna be a hot minute until we have other trees that we can make use of. Now, the nice thing about this particular run is that all of us can link up to a Garulian tree, and there's gonna be no downside to that. I guess technically the only downside is that they're gonna have to spend a considerable amount of time, actually pruning it and everything, so we do kind of have to think about that. Other than that, though, honestly, not too much of a downside, so I still think it's worth doing. Once somebody finishes reading this right here, we'll get a super special quest. And overall, I think that this will be a pretty good spot to end this episode here. So overall, I'm pretty happy with how we're doing. Like, we have quite a bit going for us. We have 3 new members, which is just an insane boon. You would be surprised at how helpful 3 extra people could be. We do still have 1 viewer character waiting to be added, and of course, if anybody else wants to throw their hat into the ring, I'll be sure to get you added as soon as possible as well. But until then, we've got a pretty good roster, and because a handful of us have such a reduced capacity for needing to eat, it really, really helps. I'd say the only thing I'm kind of still worried about is the fact that our needs is just not doing good. Not doing good. Once we're able to finally get rid of this fire, just this fire, that's going to help our mood a lot. Once we have Garulian trees that are going to start generating wood for us, that's going to help quite a bit as well, because then we won't have to cut down our trees. Let me see. The alpaca wool is going to help with insulation in the future, so the fact that we're getting so much of it right now, honestly, pretty helpful. I do still think it's a good idea to get some cotton, just so we can build stuff like, for example, the animal beds. But overall, we're in a good spot. We've gone from completely suffering to our feet are actually touching the ground, so there is that. But either way, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. And in the next one, here's what I'm thinking. If we're feeling exceptionally lucky, we could go attack one of these logging sites That gives us 300 wood, as well as whatever those 2 people might have. It could be beneficial to make a pen or something where we can put wild people at. That way we can have a little bit of a better chance at trying to tame people that are wild. I haven't decided on that one, but it could be worth investing into because honestly, getting regular recruits is a uncommon thing. So yeah, definitely stuff to think about. Like I mentioned earlier, this particular start is so much more brutal than I'm used to, but I think we're the proper characters for it, and we're making it work despite everything. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.